Why, hello. Um, I I hate my birthday. I'm going to try something new this year. I wanted to start making time capsules or I guess yearly updates, even if I don't make like a video or content, just at least for my personal benefit. Um, I don't know if anyone's gonna watch this or if anyone cares, but I'm really making it for me, which I mean, according to Dan, is what I should be doing anyway. So, but I'm going to list out my tops and then hopefully um, maybe give some pros and cons of this year and stuff like that, just to kind of maybe look back on like each year and see like how everything goes. I mean, I've kind of done that. Like if you saw, maybe I'll link up here like the clip show. Like I've done that sort of. Like I just didn't, actually put it on paper. But then I also have like my journals that I've scanned into my Day One app, which I was just trying to digitize things. But I've been journaling since I was in middle school, but I threw away the middle school journal, so I don't know. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Okay, so favorite books, top five so far this year for me have been The Darkness Outside Us. It's a really good book. The Employees, um, The Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents, which was actually recommended to me by my therapist, which if you're an ENFJ or just have childhood trauma, it's a really good read. It also has like a self-care book that accompanies it. Um, that is also good. I read the adult um, children book first, and then I started the self-care one afterwards because it really kind of rebuild like my person after being like the other one that's it's not a book but it's webtoons called The Prince of Southland. That's really good. It's queer. It's on webtoons. I throw a lot of money at it. I'm a Patreon. I guess the last one might be Friendship in the Age of Loneliness. It's okay. I mean, it's not like wow, I mean, it is to an extent, but I just feel like it is an optimist guide, which I'm not very much of one. I just spend a good portion of the beginning of this year reading it, so I did finish it. But if you want my Goodreads, um, to see my reviews on those books, just let me know in the comments below and I'll give it to you. I really haven't put it out there because I don't think people really care. But if you do, if you happen to watch this, then favorite movies so far, I would say Deadpool, but I haven't seen it yet. And that's biased because Deadpool is pansexual or just pan or whatever. But I haven't seen it yet, so I can't really say that. Furiosa was one. I did like that movie. Some people didn't. I don't know why, but I did. Dune 1 and 2, even though it's a cheat, like, I did like those. It's fresh. To me, it's fresh. Like, I also like the main characters that were acting in it. But, for me, like, I actually didn't even know it was a remake. Like, I wasn't aware until recent that this is actually a remake from 30 years ago. I was like, what? Monkey Man was great. I also like they had trans representation in there. It's really good. The person that's the main character for that movie played in Slumdog Millionaire. So if you liked Slumdog or if you haven't watched it, you should watch both. So do that for me. So there's two more, but technically the last one is Joanna Man, mostly because it's, to me, trans-coded, and it's the most progressively intersectional movie that came out in the 2000s, like the early 2000s, that addresses, like, a black man being a black woman in a weird way. that I would not have expected to be so positive. Like it's very positive throughout the movie, and it was interesting because I want to do a video on that, but I haven't got my hands on a copy that I can use to chop and screw. So hopefully in the future I can do that. But a bonus one that's kind of like it was on my top five was Civil War, and the only reason is because I feel like our democracy is at stake, and I feel like if you haven't watched Civil War and you don't take politics seriously and you're one of those apolitical people, you should really watch Civil War, because I feel like if Trump does get into office, I do think that that's where we're going to go, and I'm actually high-key scared that that's the case. But yeah, TV shows. So top five TV shows for me in the very beginning was Loki, mostly because it's canon, because of the fact that Loki is technically gender fluid, and in Norse mythology, Loki is also gender fluid, if you know anything about Norse mythology. But also, I do feel like Mobius and Loki's relationship is real, but I feel like because it's Disney and they have to sell it overseas to places that aren't LGBTQ positive, they have to kind of like sweep that under the rug in a sense. But the creator did put on the soundtrack Lokius, and normally if you combine two characters' names or people's names, normally it's a relationship. So I'm convinced that they are an item, but that, of course, queer people can't have a happy ending, so I don't want to spoil it, but I mean, you kind of get some, I mean, it's Marvel, so we don't know, but as far as I'm concerned, it's just, the other TV shows that I put for my top five was Skinwalker Ranch, because me and my partner, we are extraterrestrial nerds, but I like how they do it, where it's very, like, scientific, and even if they can't explain it, like, in a way that kind of, like, meets the scientific, like, methodology in the middle, it kind of just, like, makes it clear that, there's something out there. It was on Netflix. Apparently they had series before it got on Netflix, so I recommend it. The One Piece live action, definitely. I love it because the main character playing Luffy was playing in, I think, The Imperfects or something like that. And I think he was up and coming if he wasn't already, but he's perfect for Luffy. Plus, I don't have to sit through a gajillion episodes of One Piece. Like, I can just watch the live action series, which I know is cheating, but I'm very behind. Like, it's on, like, what, 1,000 something, episode 1,000 plus. Like, I cannot. There's just no way. All the Light You Can See was great, too, because I do feel like the irony is that there's division here, obviously, in America, but I think that All the Light You Can See captures that kind of division, maybe in other aspects that could be applied here in America, but I think it was really good. I think the actress that did the blind girl was really good. Like, I always look for authenticity and, like, how would this be? I mean, I can't, obviously, like, say how someone would be blind and if that was authentic, but it seemed like it to me, so I liked that. And also, you can't forget, what's his name? Hugh Laurie, I think his name is. Yeah, that sold it for me, because come on. And I guess the last one is Your Honor, but I'm still watching it, but so far it's good. They do say it's like the lawyer version of Breaking Bad, and I didn't think it was, but it is. But I do like that it does have queer representation, but that it's also just not like blaringly like making it all about that, but then it also has like this very complicated like racial component to it. It's just a lot that is really good that makes the story like chef's kiss. Anime, Yuri on Ice, obviously, but I just watched it. I know everyone's like, oh my god, hey, you would be queer, I just watched it. Yes, I just watched it. You can even see an FMV for that somewhere up here that I made, because I also did it with the Given song, because I was like, I can't really make an FMV for Given, there isn't a lot to work with, but I just mashed them up, and I personally think it was good. Like, the original version of it, the FMV I did, I could have posted, but like Crunchyroll like screwed it up, and like, you know, Mappa, I hate Mappa, which is the studio. They dropped it after the first season. I was like, what the hell? I like that it also does have queer representation, but it's not the focal point. It's like an icing on top. And I think when you read good books or look at good media that has queer representation, it's just like that's not always the focal point necessarily. Like it's like the icing on top. It's like you get to have that experience, you know, but it's like it doesn't have to be the focal point. I don't even know if that makes sense, but Haikyuu was also on my top five. Like I watched season three, I think it was, and then I went to the movies to watch the movie. It was really good. It got 2 out of 5 somewhere online. I was like, why? But I liked it. That's probably less important. But I did realize that I like sports animes. And then also Revolutionary Girl Utena. It's good. It's old, but it's also a queer classic. Um, However, it does have some dark elements in it, but it also has a lot of fillers too because it's 39 episodes long. But it's good. I'm almost done with that. I have like 4 episodes left, but I do resonate with Utena a lot, to some extent at least. I want to say on my top five too that Sailor Moon Crystal is on there. I haven't watched it in order, but I'm more so a stan for Sailor Uranus because Sailor Uranus is technically non-binary, and I was like, oh, I don't know why I didn't know that. Like, I might cosplay Sailor Uranus this year. We'll see. I don't know. But I like it because that is also who I recognize with. I want to say Chainsaw Man. I haven't watched all of it. I like the angle they're going with for this one, but it's just that I'm not upset about it. I'm still watching it. I like it because it's very like he's outcasted, but like he's so deprived. Like I don't want to give spoilers, but like it's deep enough for me to continue because of the storyline, like the backstory, and I just kind of want to see it through. I just want like a good positiveness for the main characters. Kind of what I'm going for. But so far I like it. It's dark. I like darkness. I'm a dark person. So yeah, that is my top fives for things. I don't have anything for music because I mean, like I have a Spotify account. If you want that, you can ask me about it in my comments below, or I think it's on my page. I don't know, but I just listen to a lot of music, old, new, everything in between, except for country. There's some country I like, but not like that, you know. But pros and cons for this year. I don't think I have 5 of each, but I think I'm trying to count. I want to say I have like at least 15 friends mainly that I connect with or talk to. Maybe not always on a regular, but I think that's about how many I have. I'm not like upset per se about it, even though majority of them are introverted. And my Discord server is sadly like suffering because of that feature of majority, if not all of them, being introverted, except for one outside of myself. So that it's good that I have friends, but it's also kind of a con that a lot of times, like, I know introverts, they need to recharge, and then, like, on top of it, they only have so much energy they can, like, throw out there. So, you know, I don't know, like, I kind of had a terrible start to life with my parents being emotionally mature, to where it's led to, like, a lot of technically terrible friendships and relationships in the past. Not all like are bad. Like I will say, like, I did weed out a lot of my friendships either by choice or by force, because of a lot of toxicity that I've come across. I have done therapy, mostly because I thought I was the problem, and like some of my family members, like my mom specifically, like I blocked her, and some old friends that I used to have that, I don't talk to, who I got into confrontations with, and said that I needed help or therapy. Like I did the therapy, and I went to my therapist. It's like I think I'm the problem, but she actually came out and was like, "No, you're actually not the problem." And I explained to her all the problems that I had with previous friends and even family members, and she's come to the conclusion that like I was just around a lot of emotionally mature people, and I think some people probably in my life still might be emotionally mature, but not to the extent of the people that I've cut out of my life. So I do think people can change, and that like people probably have grown, and like I don't not want to reconnect with some people. Like, there's two women that like I do miss, that I can think of off the top of my head, that like I do miss like the relationship. I don't know if it would be different, like if they would respect me and my boundaries this time around, or like if they would hear me out, or like see, like try to understand where I'm coming from, because that's a big thing. um but I will say, like, I would say, like, I wish people would get therapy, just to do a mental check-in, just like they do with their body, like a health check-in. I don't think, like, you have to, like, constantly go, or, like, continue. I do wish people would, like, try harder to understand people's positions or thoughts. Like, I do have issues with people not understanding or saying my pronouns correctly, but I try to give grace as much as I can. But I can only do so much unless people actually want to like do the work themselves, and they should, because I do the work too. I do work to understand other people's perspectives and where they're coming from. That's why I don't normally try to jump into things, like, and be, like, I try to, it may seem like I'm being passive aggressive at times, but it's like I just try to choose my battles because I don't want to just say something and it just be, the end all be all. Some people have different opinions, and that's fine. I welcome differing opinions if they're respectful, and I think that's the main key, is that like people just aren't respectful. But I have an Instagram. I'm not happy about it. I only did it because like I just feel like friends that I do have want me to have it, in a sense, because I just feel like that's how they connect, maybe. And but at the same time, like, I don't connect on Instagram because sometimes people will like stuff or see stuff and comment in my DMs, and some, if not majority of them, won't. So it's really lonely at times because of that. Even with my Discord, at times, like the server, like it's kind of like it's mainly dead, and I feel lonely at that point too. But it's more so like, everyone's busy too, and then I don't know, like, maybe I don't know. Sometimes I get anxiety still, like people are trying to ghost me, like they're not talking to me or saying anything. I've tried to figure out how to make new friends. It's very hard, like, to do that, especially in my position, because I'm non-binary, panromantic, and demisexual, and like that was something else to come to terms with, that people in my group are finding hard to understand. A good positive, though, another positive, is I did buy a house. It was very difficult. Me and my partner got a house, so we were very grateful, and we know we were very lucky and fortunate to have gotten it. I know a lot of people can't, and it was definitely an experience. Another positive is I did start my master's in psychology, so I know that's why I've been kind of MIA with my content, or just in general at times, trying to finish my degree. Actually, another positive is that I was put on the Psychology Honor Society, Psychi, which I'll show you. Yeah, that's kind of it. At the time of like recording this, like, I have 337 subscribers. I'm not sure what I want to do with my channel per se, but I mostly want to do stuff for the queer community, both like bring awareness to it, doing content related to it, I wanted to do or be a cinematographer. I wanted to do film. Like I wanted to be a director. I didn't go in that direction because I was told that I shouldn't do things for a career in my hobby. So I didn't. But I guess cons this year have been um, loneliness, really. It's nothing I can really do. I try to find new friends and stuff like that. It's very difficult. Sometimes, like, I revert back to, like, my trauma from my family and ex-friends. And, I kind of feel at times like I have imposter syndrome, like I'm not good enough. Especially if I don't hear from friends, like, regularly. Like, I try to, like, check in as much as I can, too. Sometimes it's hard because I don't know what to talk about. I just feel like I'm not good enough half the time. I want to make this long. I was trying to make it short. I guess for future plans, I'm going to try and make like a FMV for Sailor Uranus and Neptune. I want to do that. I want to show more queer representation in that way. I guess obviously graduate with my master's in psychology. What I'm going to do with it, I haven't figured out per se, but I do know career-wise it would help me with my day job. I also want to get a crier wheel or a sire wheel, like it's called it's spelled CYR wheel. I want to do that. I had a video in mind for that, so I definitely want to go film that at some point. If any friends are watching this, then hopefully they will want to do something at some point too. But film wise, I don't want to do film for anyone else outside of my own friends and myself. Like, I mostly want to make my own content and eventually one day make a movie, but that would take a lot of production effort, a lot of stuff. So maybe one day I'll do it right and then submit to the film festival. But yeah, that's all I have. I hope that this was informational, and I guess just to kind of be transparent, I am turning 36, so yay. But I think every year I'm probably going to do this, so until next time, thanks for watching.